The LMPD says a man was fatally shot in Valley Station. This happened around 9:30 last night on Eaglewood Drive, which is not far, if you're familiar, from the Farnsley-Mormon River Landing. Now, police are telling us that several officers were involved in this shooting.
Jim Stratman is live with the details, what we know at least at this time. And Jim, it is still actually unclear how many officers were involved here.
Yeah, in the brief time that Interim Chief Paul Humphrey had to talk to us after that shooting investigation started to wrap up, he told us multiple officers were involved. And that leaves the question, just how many officers were there, how many fired shots, and what that situation really looked like. Now, what we do know is that around 9:30 last night, police were called out to Eaglewood Drive for reports of an agitated man inside a home. Now, we're told that family members were inside that home, and when police arrived, the family members were able to get out safely, and that's when police began to try to de-escalate the situation with the man. Now, we're told that during that conversation, that man grabbed a knife, exited the house, and began moving towards police. The chief said that officers gave commands for the man to drop that knife, but he did not.
Multiple officers deployed less lethal, including a 40mm foam baton round and taser, as well as several other officers deployed their firearms, shooting and striking the subject multiple times. The subject was pronounced deceased at the scene.
And that timeline right there leads to more questions about just what happened in the process of that shooting. That's something that we're going to get work to clarify as the day goes on. Now, we do know that the Public Integrity Unit is going to be handling the investigation, that coming from police. We're told that body-worn camera video will be available in about 10 business days, something else that we'll continue to follow up on. And again, as we get more details, Eric and Grace will be sure to keep everybody updated both on air and online over WHAS11.com. For now, back to you all.
All right, Jim, just kind of reiterating what he said there are a lot of questions that are left open here. Jim is on it for us. Once we have any new information, we'll update you on air, online, WHAS11.com. And remember, you can download that free WHAS11 app.
New this morning, Metro Police are investigating after a 17-year-old was shot in the arm and the leg. Police say just after 10 last night, they were called to Blue Lake Road in the Okolona neighborhood. When they arrived, officers were not able to find a victim, but shortly after, police say they found the teen inside a car on Fern Valley Road near Preston Highway. He was taken to the hospital. There are no suspects at this time.
It's not clear right now if the Jefferson County Clerk's office will reopen today. Now, it's been 5 days since a ransomware attack closed the clerk's offices, and now they believe that attack originated in Russia.
I've really felt like the security here was as good as you could get for the money that we got to afford. All of our systems were top of the line, and somehow they got through one little crack, and we will find that out and make sure that never happens again.
So a very familiar face there. That's Jefferson County Clerk Bobby Holzclaw. She tells us she is hoping that some branches open today and maybe tomorrow. But in the meantime, clerk offices in neighboring counties have agreed to see Jefferson County residents.
My staff has agreed to, work overtime and work on the weekends to help them get out of the hole of that dealer side. And then obviously we're going to have an influx of Jefferson County customers too.
I think we can take care of them, but we've got our own customers too. So, and I would say the same thing for our Shelby County customers.
So we'll mention Oldham County has 3 locations. You might be familiar with them. There's one in Prospect, LaGrange, and Crestwood. Shelby County is located right in the heart of Shelbyville. And Bullitt County is also asking that customers call ahead before driving to the location there in Shepherdsville.
Today is the first step towards a new home for people living in Dosker Manor. A team will be on site to help people waiting to move to new Section 8 housing and out of the building long criticized for unsanitary living conditions. Black mold, bug infestation, crumbling walls, and dirty floors are among the conditions some say they've lived in for years. LMHA now plans to demolish the building, but there's a lengthy process to get that approved through the Department of Housing and Urban Development. LMHA Director Elizabeth Strojan says they're doing everything they can to help residents relocate in the meantime.
Even in the best of situations, moving is tough. So what LMHA is trying to do is to make this as smooth as possible for residents. That's why we're offering to cover moving expenses. We've hired staff to help them navigate the housing market. We're bringing in additional social workers and additional social services.
The move-outs right now will be on a voluntary basis, and LMHA is trying to get all residents moved in the next year to 18 months.
7 minutes after the hour now. Today is the last day for the JCPS Summer Meals Program. The meals are free to all students 18 and under. They include in-person breakfast and lunches served at more than 40 walk-in and walk-up sites across Jefferson County. You can find that full list of the locations in this story if you'd like at WHAS11.com. The school district says it distributed nearly 230,000 meals last summer.